Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 2025 National Fastpitch Championship here at Fraser Park, where we've got Wellington taking on Hutt Valley on what is a beautiful day weather-wise here in the Hutt Valley. And we've got a traditional foes, the local foes, Wellington taking on Hutt Valley. I'm Gary Rohihi for Beyond the Dugout Broadcasting. Joining me in commentary with his absolute expertise and in general and his general knowledge, as well as Wiremu Tamaki. Wiremu, welcome along. Very, very much a pleasure to have you along.
Tēnā koe, Gary, and tēnā hoki rā kia koutou, nā taringa e whakoroko ki tēnei huataka. No mai haro mai koutou. Gaz, I'm happy to be your wingman today.
A real pleasure to have you along. I mean, everyone in the softball community will know who I'm talking to, of course. He's one of the top umpires the world's had, so he will know everything that's going on out there and be able to, talk candidly about everything that's happening. I'm sure, but Hutt Valley versus Wellington it is, and Hutt Valley have already got an early one out there with the runner at 2, Tane Mumu. And just while we're quickly sorting that out, we'll quickly show you the scenes here in Wellington. There you go, 22 degrees it is. A little bit of light cloud around. It's very sunny, as our pictures will show you. I'll just quickly run you through the batting lineup for Hutt Valley. Out there, we've just seen Tane Mumu. He's sitting out there at second base, running. Tyson Byrne, it is, who comes in first change. George McCarroll, Trey Wildboar and Dallas Clifton come in at the meat of the order. Corey List, Zarshaw Wallace, the entire alpaca. Jackson Baldwin rounds out their batting order for Hutt Valley in this one. Defensively for Wellington. Out of right field, it's Riley Mark here. Tekerika Cooper Nicola at centre, Damon Creasy at left. Karan Bolger at shortstop. It is Zach Boyd in the hot corner at third base. Aaron Golan at second. Jerome Ramaki has been replaced late. We're told an injury. Hopefully it's not too bad to him. By Wayne Laulu. Not a bad replacement to have. Josh Merritt doing the pitching out there to Jaden Stratford behind the dish. Wiremu, as I said, wonderful to have you along. How do you see this one going?
Hey, thanks, Gary. Hey, look, definitely it is a local game. Definitely a local compy, local derby, and these two, within their club teams have been battling it out, and Hutt Valley's kind of had the wood over the Wellington teams, although PK team has been the victors in the domestic comp. But how I see this, hey, look, it can go either way. It's what happens on the day you make it.
Well, I was just commenting before the game started. It's possibly the youngest Hutt Valley team I've seen out there. We've got the old head of Tyson Byrne out there, who's 30 mumble. As we see a ball go past, and Tane Mumu doesn't need much invitation to steal a base, and he moves down to third. Hutt Valley now with runners at 1 and 2. But other than that, most of these players for Hutt Valley are either still in or just out of age grade.
Absolutely. I'm looking at George McCarroll right here in the batter's box, and the under 19s up in Pukekohe. You're absolutely right. There's some rangatahi men in this. But
age-wise, I mean, if you're older, if it doesn't matter your age, if you're old enough, if you're good enough, you're old enough, isn't it? And George McCarroll, certainly one of the up-and-coming players in our national game. Surely to start figuring in people's thinking at higher levels. But he's certainly, he seems to come across to me as a natural leader, young George.
Not only that, just a really talented player. He's been to the World Cups. I think I recall Mexico under 18s. Got a great stick, but got good defense as well.
And he hits a hard one through the 5-6 hole. That's going to score the first runs in this ball game. 1 and 2 for Hutt Valley. And there we go. We were just emphasising the talent of George McCarroll. 2 RBIs right here in the first inning.
There's that stick.
Yeah.
And that stick just scored a base hit, scored a couple of runs.
Or dare I say it this early, Wiremu, but Wellington just came off a stunner of a game against Auckland. They won that one 10-9, and twice they were down by 5 runs. So they're not going to be too scared about being down 2 this early in the ball game.
Koia, Orite, Pia. Similar to that game, you're right. Wellington did down 6-1 and then just came back and just string some really good hits, ran the bases really well. So, we got a lot of game.
Got a lot of game. It's the first day of the tournament, and a lot of people will tell you don't win the tournament on the first day.
Tika, ka tika.
Oh, this time it's a pass ball from Wellington in first base. That is going to score another one for Hutt Valley. And Wellington just a little bit of sleep here early on in the ball game. This tell you though, Wellington did just play the 1 o'clock game, so they are very much in game mode. They're on a double header, so they went straight from one to the other. But not a huge amount of excuse for those sorts of errors.
That's right, Gary. That is so right. It's grounded at third base and routine out.
This time the steal is on at third base. And in the tumble of arms and legs between fielder and runner, another pass ball from Wellington. And it's Hutt Valley that are unable to take advantage of it. But they do advance that runner to 3. Very easily could have been another run on the board on that pass ball.
Could have been, and we had an obstruction play at third base there.
Yep.
And we had both umpires come up with their arms, protected the runner there.
So just run us through that one, Widemu. That basically, the upshot of that is the runner was safe regardless.
So with an obstruction calls a runner is safe between 2 bases, and so that runner there was obstructed beyond third base, so they'll be protected between 3 and home.
Oh, this time it's Dallas Clifton has launched one out to left field. It's Damon Creasy who can't see up into the sun. And we know that that is a hazard at Fraser Park at this time of the day. Damon Creasy made some great catches in the previous game, but the sun just did a tattoo on his eyeballs there.
Tama nui te rā he hua mā, tama nui te rā te tino tinihanga, mo te timo o Pōneke. O Pōneke.
Sometimes when you start things like this, it just does not go your way. Great piece of hitting by Dallas Clifton. Launched it high and handsome into left field. That prompted a chat amongst the Wellington Brains Trust. Gene Lutton coming out. It looks like Josh Merritt might already have to make way in this one for Ryan Banner. Visiting pitcher from Canada. Did a great job when he came in the previous game against Auckland to help Wellington come bounce back in that one.
He certainly did in the previous game, Gary. Really just put it in there for Auckland to hit, and Wellington just used their, play their 9 players. If you can hit out of the ballpark, hit it out of the ballpark. But if you hit it to my teammates, we're going to make a play. But Dallas Clifton just right there, shot one up in the sky, and brought in another run, and we're out to a 4-zip lead.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you'll see those shadows starting to extend from the dugouts and the players. They're very much heading out into the diamond, which means the fielders are looking at the sun. And, it's a historical fact at Fraser Park is that at this time of the day, you've got to contend with where the sun is. And it played its part out there for what is one of the country's safest outfielders in Damon Creasy.
That's right, Gary. One of the safest pair of hands in the outfield.
Yep. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll just quickly go to a break. This break brought to you by Beyond the Dugout Broadcasting. Well, welcome back, and it is Ryan Banner who has taken the mound for Wellington to replace Josh Merritt, who got a very hard time from the hitters from the top order from Hutt Valley, but it doesn't get any better. Corey List comes in fresh off an MVP display at the recent state championships in Australia. We talked about the age of this Hutt Valley team. Well, don't underestimate the talent because they are very good.
Hutt Valley are always good, Gary. Always good.
Well, those of us who have spent our years supporting and playing in Wellington and know how good Hutt Valley can be.
They are always competitive in every age grade. And they do really, really well in the age grade. So, ngā mihi ake tēnei ki a rātou.
Well, of the 4 national grand finals so far this year in age grade, national tournaments, Hutt Valley's won 3 of them. And that is a fine piece of fielding by the Wellington team to take the first out. It's Dallas Clifton who backed up a little bit too far, and Jaden Stratford got him in the blink of an eye.
Te tiro ki tēnei, te tino whiu, tino wera te whiu ki te pai tuarua, and ka hopu kia te kai oma, ka iwa.
Just burned it out there, and great positioning by Aaron Gollan to take the tag.
That was a great throw, right on the money, and Aaron just had to catch and then drop it down.
Corey List becomes the second out as Ryan Banner gets into his work. Number 8, Zarshaw Wallace comes in.
Porokirunga! Ka hopu kia mai, te kurika.
This time it's Tikarika Cooper Nicola who makes the catch out at centre field to end the top of the first innings, but not before Hutt Valley score 4 runs and really get them underway in this one. We'll see what Wellington can do in reply when we come back in just a minute. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. There's a nice view of the crowd on the grandstand there. We've got a good sprinkling of supporters around the diamond here for this game, 2025 National Fastpitch Championship. And we're on Sorensen Field, and it's Hutt Valley who steal an early march over Wellington by 4-0. If you can believe that, in the top of the first innings, a fine display of batting. We'll just quickly run you through the batting order for Wellington. And out there at the moment, it will be leadoff, number 15, Riley Markia, followed by Tikarika Cooper Nicola, Taweta Bishop. Wayne Laulu comes in for Jerome Ramaki, Zach Boyd, Jaden Stratford, Damon Creasy, Kieran Bolger. And they're rounding out their order is Aaron Gollan. Defensively out there for Hutt Valley, Corey List out of right field, George McCarroll at centre, Tyrell Packer at left, it's Tane Mumu at shortstop. In the hot corner, it's Jackson Baldwin, Keenan Easthope at second base, first base is Dallas Clifton. Trey Wildboar is doing the pitching into Zarshaw Wallace. As we've said, a young lineup, but definitely plenty of talent out there to get the job done. We've already seen them taking Wellington to the tune of 4 runs.
Gerbes, just reflecting on a whakatauki, ka pū te ruha, ka hao te rangatahi ei. And so for Hutt Valley, the old net, has retired and he's the new net.
Nice one. So, it's a great analogy. The players they've relied on in the last few years, You think of Joel Evans, obviously one of those.
And if I
Nick
go-
Hayes, of course,
Yep.
is another one. And, you know, Stevie Deans himself, he's out there coaching.
But yeah,
This is definitely the new breed. Trey Wildboar out there doing the pitching for Hutt Valley. We've just, of course, seen his brother Harrison Wildboar playing for Auckland. So the Wildboar brothers not together at this tournament. That's if you could say another last name in that Auckland lineup that wasn't Evans or Anoka. Because there was quite a few of them.
I sat behind the screen and watched Ben lead off, then Tommy, and then Caesar. It was like, oh,
Yeah, and they had the youngest on the bench as well, and he came in later on. So he had 4 Anokas playing in the game. There's a nice out. This time it's Jackson Baldwin who fires it across the diamond.
ka whatu Riley Marke te poro ki te shortstop, ka karawhiua ki te paitahi mo te puta.
Nice work out there. You know Hutt Valley are going to have a tight infield. Tane Mumu, of course, Clarence Backsock out there at shortstop. We know what sort of range he has. We've already seen Keenan East Hope feature in a number of tournaments in the last year or two. They're very, very good out there.
They certainly are. They are young. They are young, but they've got, they've got some skill.
Wellington, of course, had to come back in that game against Auckland, and they did that to the tune of 6. They launched 6 or 5 over the fence. We'll add to that the other batting they did, and they definitely established themselves as a batting lineup in this tournament to worry about, shall we say, to the least.
Oh, being 4 runs down for Wellington. 2 hours ago, they're in a similar position.
They were, absolutely.
So, and we've got a few innings to go. So,
1 ball, 2 strikes.
That's right, of course. We've got the other team out there, the team in blue. We've just heard Mark Porteous out there behind the dish calling the balls and strikes. Heidi Leithard out at first base. And Dave Fortin out at third base, although I'm not sure. He's doing pretty well to be out there. He wore a couple of those pitches in that previous game. He's going to have a couple of bruises in the shower tonight.
hey, just on the umpires, Gary, we've got our, as Kirika takes a hit there.
TK takes the elbow. He'll make his way to first.
So Te Kirika just took a hit pitch there and plays dead, and he gets 60 feet, sits on first base. But in regards to our umpires, just to share with you, we've got our level 6 umpires here who are going for their international license next month at the Women's Open up in Rosedale. So we'll have an international clinic to assess them for their license, and if they're successful, then they're able to participate.
How many of them?
World stage. We've got 11 New Zealanders,
Oh, wow.
7 Australians, and an international from Botswana coming in.
Nice one.
So 18 candidates.
And from those 18, you pick a panel of, or?
Oh, from the 18, they go. We put them through their hoops.
Yeah.
Test them. They've already set their rules tests and participated in their academy papers. There's a fitness test that they'll do, and at the clinic we'll do some further tests. And if they obtain the required mark, then they get their international license. So out of the 18, we could have 18.
Yeah, nice one.
Successful,
Excellent.
or whatever that number is. But for our New Zealand umpires, opportunity to be like Mark Porteous here and Dave Fortin, who are international umpires who are already on the circuit.
That's
World
excellent.
Cups.
Excellent to have such big numbers. This time it's just popped out to first base by Tuera Bishop. Tikariki Kupa-Nicola, who got to first base on the hit pitch, had scampered through to second on a steal. And Wellington don't lose much to Hutt Valley in speed. They have runners out there with speed to burn. Kupa-Nicola is one of them. In the last couple of years, a lot of people would say that Tane Mumu has set the benchmark as far as speed around the diamond. But guys like Tikarika Kupa-Nicola can definitely hold their own with anyone in their speed department. Wayne Laulu up to bat. He sat out the last game, so he'll come in nice and fresh. Had to watch Jerome Ramaki put on a special home run.
He sure did, Gary. Hit a moonshot there.
It was a moonshot, but he'd received there's a typical Wayne Laolu swing. Nothing left in the tank there. He'd received the first pitch that had really come close to that elbow and dusted him back. He had a good old look at the pitcher and a grin, and then 2 balls later, bang, and one of the biggest bat flips on his way to first base that you'd want to see. Yeah.
Outside for the ball.
Definitely wanted everyone to see that one. Well, Wayne Laolu's another player out on the diamond there that needs no introduction to anyone. Should we say in the twilight of a glittering career now, wouldn't we?
Oh.
And that makes 3 this time for Wellington. No scorer here in the bottom of the first innings for them. 4-0, Hutt Valley lead it. We'll find out what happens when we come back in just a minute.
From the humble beginnings of a Wellington garage and with a good helping of Kiwi can-do, Resine have been proudly colouring New Zealand since 1946. Environmentally approved quality paints, colours and expert advice, all available at your local Resine colour shop. Our friendly team are here to help you get the best results for your project. With creative colours and innovative paint all made right here in New Zealand. You can rely on Resine to get the job done.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. We're at Diamond 1 here at Sorensen Field, it is. That's the name we call it, named after the venerable Sorensen family here in the Hutt Valley, the last name of which needs everybody no explanation for why it's called Sorensen Field. We're also running or Toffball New Zealand is also running the women's tournament here at Fraser Park. That is going on at the same time over on Diamond 2, so if anyone's able to get over there and have a look at that, I suggest you do. Our women's game is going from strength to strength in the last year or so, and definitely worth a look. It is Hutt Valley that lead this one, however, with 1 innings complete. We've got the new pitcher out there for Wellington, Ryan Banner, looking to keep them quiet. 4-0, and they really got out of the blocks fast with him on that one.
Yeah, they certainly did. They didn't muck around with his 6. Well, you know, getting walks and just moving around the bases,
yeah,
and taking their opportunities, and then the hitters came in with their 6 and just moved them around, score runs, but took every advantage of that innings to get 4.
They sure did. And this time it's a pop fly. It is East Hope, Kenan Easthope, who goes back and gets underneath that for Tyrell Packer. A little bit more of a regulation first out for Wellington compared to the top of the first innings.
I guess Hutt Valley used their 10th player there, Tamanui Tera, put it up in the sky, and let the brightness of the sun do the rest for them to hopefully trick the Wellington team and try not to catch it, but Wellington caught that one, got 1 out.
Yep, well, we just got a little bit of a gentle breeze beginning to come back in the evening here in Hutt Valley. It's now 4:15 in the afternoon. But that doesn't seem to have worried the home run hitters, as we saw 7 or 8 home runs in that previous entertaining game between Wellington and Auckland. In total contrast to the 11 o'clock game, which was an absolute pitches dominated affair. Finally, that duel was broken by an out-of-the-park home run in the bottom of the 7th innings for North Harbour to win it over Canterbury. So we've had some excellent action so far here in day one.
2 strikes.
Took a bit of pace off that one.
Tell you, it's been a feature of the willingness of the pitchers out there to use the change-up. And such a good thing to see too, because it can be such a powerful weapon in a pitcher's arsenal.
Yep.
One ball, 2 strikes.
There we go, the scorer for Softball New Zealand, Pat Hanna.
And her wing person is Sharon Williams.
Sharon Williams.
Dunedin, who's running the iPad they call iScore.
Oh, the iScore pad, the one everyone can log into.
Yep.
Jackson Baldwin it is batting for Hutt Valley right now. Wellington looking to keep them quiet after the fireworks of the first inning.
Ooh, Tata. Close pitch there, Tata.
Porty had a close look at that one.
2-2.
One of our most experienced umpires, Mark Porteous.
He certainly is. An Olympian, appointed in 2020 to go to the Olympics in 2021.
Coat of paint in that one as it goes foul. These are the sort of bloops into the shallow outfield that fielders hate seeing in pitches.
And Kai Whakawa, Dave Ford, right there, probably about 15, 20 feet from it.
Yep.
Eyes on, comes up with foul.
Three balls, 2 strikes.
Mark Porteous out there keeping a tight zone.
Yep. Well, he just indicated to the pitcher there that was up. I've seen Jackson play for quite some time, age grades.
Pop one high, shortstop takes it.
Ball goes up.
Nice job out there by Kieran Bolger.
Kieran Bolger's under it to make the catch.
2 down. Yes, you're right. He's been around the scene for coming through all the age grades.
Yeah.
Another one of the talented youth that Hutt Valley seem to have a mortgage on at the moment.
Come through their 17s, their 19s, and just their core group chipping away and now playing senior ball.
Well, this guy here was probably the first of them to elevate himself kind of into another level. Of course, played for the New York Gremlins this, at the ISCs this year, who came in with a silver medal. But also has been a feature of the Black Sox teams in recent seasons.
Tani Munu is very, very quick, ladies and gentlemen. Very quick. He also has a great stick. He's very selective on his hitting.
Yeah.
He's really tough out.
That discipline, Whittimer, you just mentioned, it is a feature of all the Hutt Valley boys, who for their youth are very patient. Sometimes they, youth, you see age grade batters come through and they can be a little bit impatient and want to go hard at every pitch, but these guys very well coached, very well organised in the box. They know exactly what they're waiting for. They'll sit back and wait for the pitch that suits them. Nice work by Kieran Bolger, spins on that one and takes the third out here in the second innings. No impact on the scoreboard this time, but it is still Hutt Valley that lead by 4-0 over Wellington. We'll find out what happens when we come back in just a minute. There you go, there's the lovely scorers from Softball New Zealand who hate being on camera, but we love them all the same. So there you go, young ladies. Nice to see you. Kia ora.
Leading off for Wellington, third base, number 22, Zach Boyd.
Up to bat for Wellington here in the bottom of the second innings, Zach Boyd. Zach, another one of the well-performed batters in quite a few seasons now. He's definitely set some high standards. And in the previous game was one of the Wellington batters to launch one over the fence, over the left field fence. We all thought it was going to go foul, but it stayed in. And this time he's just popped one out to East Hope at second base. He won't be happy with that. Doesn't want to be given, he's never usually an easy out.
E te iwi, ka karawhia tēnā poro ki te pai whā, pai whā, ka hopu kia, oi nā, ka haputa, kei wā. That's it.
It's funny because we just talked about Hutt Valley boys' patience in the box. Well, Zach Boyd with even more experience possibly could have displayed a little bit more patience at that at-bat.
Funny you should say that, Gary, because Zach's a very tough out.
He is, absolutely.
I was going to talk to that, and he just swung it and thought, okay, all right, Zach. I mean, you know, you spoke about Tani. You know, Tani's job out there is to just get the pitcher to pitch.
Yeah.
You know, and just keep pitching. So, very selective.
As a lead-off hitter, definitely.
Koe nā te pātai ki te kaiwa wā, ko te swing, e kao.
The answer was no. What about just explaining to us a little bit what would constitute a swing, wouldn't we? Because we don't see it called very often.
So to constitute a swing is...
This time we see one lined out to right field, goes straight down the throat of the right fielder, Corey List, for the second out. So, yeah, I was just mentioning...
no, that's a good pātai, Gary. A lot of people have said, oh, you know, we're looking for the breaking of the wrists and a few other things. We've got an umpire who's about 80 feet away on both sides, and they can't see the breaking of the wrist. The big indicator is the barrel of the bat. So if the barrel of the bat is right out there on the, you know, in that area where you're offering your bat, it's enough for a check swing, and that's enough for a yep, you win. So umpires are looking for the barrel of the bat.
That's amazing, because that's something that us, and I've been one myself, I'll own up to it, armchair critics, have, we always do look at the hands. And you're absolutely right in what you say, is that with the umpire being that far away, you can't see exactly when the hands are around and the wrists are broken.
That's right. So the biggest thing they can see is the barrel of the bat. So if the barrel of the bat comes out, you know, we call it an offer. If you've offered the barrel of the bat to the ball, then the judgment will constitute a swing.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. If you've thought differently on whether a batter has swung or not, there's why. Damon Creasy, number 26, in the bat for
Ball 3,
Wellington.
strike 1.
Wellington 4-0 down here in the second innings. And does a great job in picking the walk. Gets himself out there to first base. Kieran Bolger comes into bat. Launched one straight over the centre field fence in that previous game.
2 outs, yes.
But Wellington just bringing in guys and getting them on base. And Damon's one, Bolger, and you've got Aaron Collin, all blessed with remarkable speed around the diamond.
Trey puts that down Main Street. First strike. Kieran.
Yeah, sometimes as a batter you might want to have that pitch, another look at that pitch, because you do. They beat themselves up at times for letting them go through the middle, don't they?
Yeah.
And when you get to batting at this level, a ball through the middle doesn't often get left.
That's right.
Strike 2.
This time it is Bolger that gets fired out on the drop pitch at first base for the third out. Here in the Wellington innings, it's 2 complete, 4-0 to Hutt Valley. We'll be back in just a minute.
Tamariki Ora is a well-child health nurse-led service, providing health assessment, early interventions, education and health promotion, and whānau care and support. For further details, contact the friendly team at Tamariki Ora Waifetu, phone 566 8214. The Mighty Whāngai Iwi Panel, a partnership between New Zealand Police, Ministry of Justice, and Te Runanganui o Te Atiawa.
All the best throwback 90s and more.
Atiawa Toa.
Jack Links presents Messin' with Sasquatch.
Watch this.
Don't mess with other snacks. Choose Jack Links jerky made with 100% beef.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a beautiful afternoon and into the evening coming up here at Fraser Ballpark. Hutt Valley taking on Wellington in the 2025 National Fastpitch Championship. 2 innings complete. Hutt Valley stolen a march on Wellington from the first innings when they scored 4 runs. Wiramu, we've talked about the youth of the Hutt Valley team. Well, this guy very much at the other end of the spectrum. Tyson Byrne, and he has been a great player in New Zealand for many, many years.
Very good, very great player, very good all-rounder, really knowledgeable about the game.
There's a nice catch by Kieran Bolger. Tyson didn't get all of that, otherwise it might have made it through, but still a good job needed by the shortstop to take that out.
Absolutely. And you know, you talk about Tyson, still playing at the highest level, and also has moved into that coaching space. So he was at the under-19s at Pukekohe, took that team. He won it last year in the 19s, but yeah, just that experience.
Yeah. You have seen quite a few players, of that generation beginning to transition into coaching and giving back to the youth. They've set a high example. Many of them are going into coaching as former world champions. George McCarroll just launched one over the left field fence, centre left, to set it alight once again, and we identified him as a player to watch in the first inning. Well, there he goes. Another automatic home run, this time George McCarroll.
George McCarroll got that one up to the track, to the wall. You can put it on the board. That's out of here. And yeah, we did talk about it earlier on.
Yeah.
Just
He's elevated himself and definitely thrusting himself into the, to my mind, into the eyes of selectors. Of course, we've got the New Zealand Black Sox team being named for the World Cup. Dare I say that a youngster like him could be a bolter? Well, if he keeps batting like that and keeps playing the way he's going, not just a bolter, he should be right in the forefront of consideration.
He's got youth on the side. Would it be a wonderful opportunity, to introduce? He's already been to the under-18 World Cup, so he's got experience at World Cup level. And to be able to, if he's successful, making the squad, just another opportunity for to gain more experience. Well, like what you said earlier on about Tyson Boone.
Yeah.
In terms of that experience on the field as a coach, but also here in the time as a player and with the team. You'd rather be in that space to give that experience rather than be on the sideline and advising or teaching it.
Nice job, Ryan Banner, who's come in for Josh Merritt. He won't have enjoyed seeing that solo shot from George McCarroll. But he's made a nice comeback with the strikeout of Trey Wildball. 2 down now. Dallas Clifton, of course, hit the big moonshot out to left field. That got right in the eyes of... Here's another one. This time he's hit it hard over the centre field fence. And it is Hutt Valley who are really, really now opening up the can on Wellington.
Ka toia te poro, ka haere te poro ki tua.
Well, they're playing like veterans. And 6 runs to 0 now over Wellington. We're only in the 3rd inning. There's the replay. Dallas Clifton is another player who's been an enormous promise over a few years.
He's another... Sorry, Gary.
No, you go ahead, Woodham.
He's another player who's played in the under-18 World Cup,
Yep.
So he's played there, picked up that experience, continued on with that experience, and look where he is today in the senior team. Playing alongside other, youth players who played in that World Cup as well. So his experience has been tremendous for the team, and his stick at the same time has done the same thing. It's a huge shot there.
Absolutely a huge shot, but it's prompted another pitching change from Wellington. We'll just fire off to a break. This pitching change brought to you by the Beyond the Dugout broadcasting. Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The pitching break is done. Riley Mark here it is, who comes on as the 3rd pitcher Now for Wellington, Wiremu, you can't do much about good batting other than change your pitcher. Really, at the moment, it's just been some very good batting.
There's been some very good batting from Hutt Valley, stringing it together, and they're at sort of 6-0 jump. And Wellington have made a pitching change. Just have to stop the flow of runs and then come back and get their sticks going.
Well, Ryan Banner came in from pitching, I think, 3-4 innings against Auckland. He very much stemmed the flow of their runs. But Hutt Valley have been a different proposition for him. First Josh Merritt and then Ryan Banner. Now it's Riley Marquez's turn to see if he can do the same thing. And that has stopped the bats, the hot bats from Hutt Valley doing the job. Corey List it is, who's up to do have a turn at it. 2 down here in the top of the 3rd innings. But definitely advantage Hutt Valley so far in this ball game.
Marky puts that through the zone, and Mark Boyd says, yep, that's good enough for me. We've got a 2-2 count.
Come on, 2 strikes.
There we go. Mark Porteous underlines that with the call. Nice pitch by Riley. I know it sailed through the middle, but he definitely pulled the strings in and took the pace off it.
3-2, yeah.
Just caught Corey List looking.
Ball 3, strike 2.
He sets, rocks, fires.
Corey List, another one of the Hutt Valley batters that just looks very organised in the box. Very steady. Doesn't look like there's any panic about them. They're not busy in there forever fidgeting or anything like that. And Riley Marquez comes in, does a nice job to strike out Corey List in what had become a very dangerous innings for Wellington. Hutt Valley add 2 runs to the score. They now lead Wellington by 6-0. We'll find out what Wellington can do in reply when we come back in just a minute. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're now in the bottom of the 3rd innings. There we go, the legend, softball New Zealand scorer. You too could do that. Look at those nice shirts they give you. Absolutely amazing. 2025 NFC tournament it is. Aaron Gollan up to bat for Wellington in this game that so far has been all Hutt Valley. 6 runs to 0, they lead Wellington. Let's not forget Wellington in the previous game, they're on a double header. Twice came back from 5-run deficits. But the look of this game, Wiremu, at the moment, it's all Hutt Valley.
It is all Hutt Valley, and Hutt Valley's really, they've lifted, and having 6 runs in their kete, they can afford to pick up. Well, not so much pick up, just feel that, that really that camaraderie around the infield and back their pitcher.
Well, just an interesting tactic there straight away, though. that we're seeing maybe from Gene Lutton, who's the coach of Wellington, and of course Trevor Evans as well. Both guys vastly experienced players and coaches. But you saw Aaron Gollan straight away going for a short game. So maybe just an indication of a change to Wellington's approach in the game.
Yeah, absolutely, Gary. I guess, you know, if this is a target game that Wellington is targeted to win, then these guys aren't, 6 runs, 7 runs, they're still going to play good circles. So they're going to find a way. They're going to find a way to get back in.
That's a nice job by Trey Wildpaw, who has been very impressive so far for Hutt Valley. This time he strikes out Aaron Gollan.
Mark Porty's like
And
that pitch.
that's going to bring to bat the top of the order, right field. Now pitching,
Riley Markier comes in to a bat. He's the leadoff hitter for Wellington. He did a fantastic job of doing that in the game against Auckland. They need him to do something here. He's definitely capable of launching it over the fence if the occasion arises. But they've still got enough innings here to chip away at this lead. It's not desperation yet, but Hutt Valley, very impressive at the moment.
You know what, Gary, we're in the bottom of the third, up to the 7, that's 4 innings. Run an innings, gets back to 6-4 if they keep Hutt Valley down, but take their opportunities, just work on getting a run an innings.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
I think the main job here is to get a basic, get on.
Get some bodies on the basis that they can gives the coaching staff something to work with,
Some options.
Yep, some options, absolutely.
There it is.
And that's the leadoff hitter's job. Also, there's probably a bit of respect in that pitching performance as well. You definitely don't want to come into Riley Markier's hitting zone too often.
Centre fielder number 4, Te Cooper Nicola.
Te Cooper Nicola it is, he comes in. Well, we're already in the deep into the first day of the tournament. We've got another round of games to go at 5 o'clock. Widdermoo, I think, is shaping up as being a fine tournament for the next 4 days, the next 3 days.
You know what, I've been looking forward to this tournament. Something about NFC and just having the best players.
It is, absolutely.
In the country. I've just come off the Heartland, Div 2, and that was amazing.
Well, that's something a question I was going to ask you as well, the concept of the Heartland competition, which I had the pleasure of. Oh, this time it's gone right into the legs of Tane Mumu, who couldn't pick that up. It is Te Cooper Nicola who gets Wellington. 2 runners on base now. Only 1 out. And Tueta Bishop up to bat. What I was going to say is that Heartland Championship concept. Wow, that was really successful to my mind.
Very successful. Very, tip your cap to whoever top of New Zealand board and the committee for reviving it, bringing it back.
Yeah.
Rotorua.
Yeah.
Western Bay of Plenty, Whanganui, Marlborough.
We broadcast it, and I had the pleasure of doing a grand final featuring Marlborough and Manawatu.
Yeah.
I mean, of all the years you've done Auckland Hutt Valley or Canterbury Auckland or Wellington Canterbury, to do a game that features those 2 associations. And there's a nice out. This time it is Tueta Bishop. And we'll come back to that in just a sec, as it is now 3 down. Once again, and it is Hutt Valley continue to lead this ball game by 6-0 over Wellington.
From the humble beginnings of a Wellington garage and with a good helping of Kiwi Can Do, Resine have been proudly colouring New Zealand since 1946. Environmentally approved quality paints, colours and expert advice, all available at your local Resine colour shop. Our friendly team are here to help you get the best results for your project. With creative colours and innovative paint all made right here in New Zealand, you can rely on Resine to get the job done.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Corey Stickle rocking the scooter out there in the outfield. Lovely to see. Another great addition to the enhancements of our broadcast that brings you these fantastic pictures here from Sorensen Field with Wellington taking on Hutt Valley. There he is, the legend. Shot, Corey. Oh, style, mate. We'll give you a 9 out of 10 for style, Corey. Well done. And it is Wellington going back to work. Riley Mark here on the hill. And we were talking about it, Widemu, what a talented player this guy is, you know, the way he hits. But if he wanted to, he could be a full-time pitcher.
I agree with you. He's very, very capable. You know, he can make the ball move up, down, all around.
Yeah.
But he's got pace.
Yeah.
And I love his arrogance.
Oh, great pitchers. Come on.
That's
they
right.
need a little bit of it, don't they?
Arrogance.
Yeah.
Riley can be 3-2 in a count, and he'll just come back and throw a rose ball to get a strikeout.
Yeah. And this time it's Zarshaw Wallace who becomes Riley Markia's second victim. 2 batters, 2 strikeouts. That says volumes for that. Straight away. Coming to bat, number 13, Tyrell Packer. Another familiar name in softball in the Hutt Valley.
Packer Fano.
Yep.
Yep. No, just picking up that conversation about Div 2, Heartland
Yeah.
series, Gary. It was really, really awesome to see those other provinces, and you know, talking to one of the administrators around the spirit of Heartland.
Yep.
And the purpose of why it's there, and it's about grassroots. You know, you saw Nanny, you know, Nanny and Koro there.
Yeah, absolutely right.
And it was just big fun coming to watch their moko.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
But watch them on a stage that perhaps they may not have gotten an opportunity to perform on.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
A national stage at a national tournament. You know, where even it was such an honour for myself to be there, bringing the play-by-play to everybody. Just to be there to see these, I wouldn't say unheard of provinces, but provinces you don't see all the time at national tournaments.
But they were provinces that you heard of, eh?
Yeah, absolutely.
I remember Choppy playing for Rotorua back in 2004 in the NPC. They won it over Wellington. They won the whole, won all the cookies, all the marbles.
Yeah.
But look, in Heartland series, just give credit where it's due. So New Zealand, well done to revive it, and you've just brought a whole whānau back into the space.
Back into the sport, yeah. And you look at Marlborough and you look at what Lawrence Allen has done to revive the sport down there. I had a chat with him, and it seems to be wherever that man goes, he automatically generates a following in softball. His own enthusiasm for the sport does it, I think. But that is now a province that could become a major force within the sport, given some time and development.
I remember years ago, the under-19 Marlborough team came to the under-19 Boys Nationals, and Marlborough played Hawke's Bay in the final. That's when Nick Nick Hayes came out of that space.
Exactly.
People were like, who's this kid? And
Well,
then
you look at they had a mortgage on it in those days because they had Nick and Kurt Sholem.
Yes.
Let's not forget for a brief few years there, he was probably close to the top pitcher in the country.
Yeah.
Unfortunate that we haven't been able to see him continue in the sport, but just goes to show the sort of players that these provinces can produce. And the other one I want to mention, of course, is Wanganui, who have made a welcome return to tournament play. Under 17 boys, of course, they beat Wellington twice. And of course, they had a team down at the girls' tournaments. So well done, Wanganui, to be back on the national stage as well.
You know, they've done a lot of money up there. Talking with Lindsay Edwards, one of the Wanganui executive members, and also a Legion umpire. By the way.
Yeah.
We're talking to Lindsay, who was just making offerings. So, here we go.
Nice hit. Darren Gollan that can't handle it. A little bit lazy there in recovering it. And boy, gee, you don't need much invitation for these Hutt Valley runners. They now have runners on the corners of 1 and 3. And back at the top of the order with Tane Mumu. And once again, very dangerous signs for Wellington with Hutt Valley looking very good.
Well, there, Gary, one hit. We've got a runner standing on 3. Well, we're runners on the corners. Just
Yeah.
one hit. Good
How
soft.
quick does that happen?
Yeah, it's cool.
Tane Mumu now, who definitely capable of converting this run. And Hutt Valley definitely showing the benefit of all this youth in their team. They'll just run you off your feet out there. Nice bunt. This time it is Tane Mumu who executes it perfectly to score the run. Wellington unable to make an out, and it is Hutt Valley again providing the fireworks out there, this time with the short game.
Top 2 inches there by Coach Deans. Hello. Looking at the scoreboard. Oh, look, we need a run. Let's get that run. Squeeze. Now they've got 7. They're in a commanding position here.
Definitely has shown himself to be a coach with considerable vision in his time as a coach since he stopped playing. Has Stevie Deans. I've got a lot of time for his coaching. Obviously knowing the game inside out, but obviously a guy who has great insight into his athletes, knows how to get the best out of them.
And being a catcher,
Yeah.
and directing traffic.
Oh no, they don't need any more kudos catchers. Yeah, they already think enough of themselves, wouldn't we? Oh, there we go, Hutt Valley. 2 more runs just in the blink of an eye. Here we were giving catchers a hard time, but meanwhile Hutt Valley will run around the diamond.
Tyson put the ball in play. That's it. Put the ball in play.
Simple, simple. Get it in play and execute.
Yeah.
We talked about the experienced head. He showed it all there.
And then the experience of Deans to send his runner home. And they play.
You making a change? Yeah. It will come through me, Yeah.
And there we go. It is Hutt Valley just replacing Tyson Byrne out there as the runner.
Okay.
They bring in Keenan Easthope.
Down to 9 deep, he's going to run.
Is that number 9 I saw on the back of that jumper? Anyway, for Wellington doesn't get any better the equation here. George McCarroll, who we saw in the previous innings, launched one over the fence, has come into bat. It's only 1 out. It is now 9-0, ladies and gentlemen, believe it or not. 9-0. What a performance from Hutt Valley so far. Incredibly impressive. You know, our sport's got a long way to go in terms of getting our top team, the Black Sox, back to the top of world softball. I think currently ranked 8 or 9, something like that. But this must give everybody an enormous heart about the development that's going on in our sport. When you see these youngsters putting out a performance like this.
Well, look, there's opportunity here, eh? There's absolutely opportunity.
Yep.
Number 8 in the world, and we've got a long way to go to get our ranking back. But opportunity, you know, it's a continually revolving your players. But you know, the youth. You look at the Hutt Valley team, the youth here. They've got something in place that will continue, and the opportunities will come for them to be able to, you know, support us and get it back to the top echelon.
Yeah. That's why we were having that discussion. George McCarroll became the second out. He's been replaced by number 12, Trey Wildboar. Doing the pitching and also comes in the fourth spot. They must regard his batting as well.
Good stick, good arm.
Yep. Well, at the moment, you'd have to say it's Wellington that have been unable to sustain the momentum they had coming out of the game against Auckland, and indeed the game they had coming out of the game against Otago, where they put Otago to the sword this morning to the tune of 10-0. And may not be as impressed with the way their day is ending after 3 games, staring down the barrel of one here now with Hutt Valley.
I think Wellington game just didn't come out quite prepared for this game.
Yeah.
I know they've come off a clawback game, coming back from 6-1 down to come back 10-9, but you know, that break and then coming back in fresh, you know, they just had to carry on, and you know what, Hutt Valley just see ball, hit ball.
Well, the contrast I see, if you go to, say, the Canterbury game this morning against North Harbour, nice dive there from Taweta Bishop, who's now playing first base. And finally, the pain ends for Wellington. Now 9-0 it is for Hutt Valley. It's a simple equation. Wellington got to score some runs. Find out if they can when we come back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. There we go, a great view of first base. Something that the Hutt Valley players have seen a lot of in this ball game, to the tune of 9 runs to 0. They enjoy the lead over Wellington. Wellington have already proved they are a team that can come back, but this is an awfully steep climb for them now. Hutt Valley, who have looked extremely professional, and Wayne Lalu hits one like a laser beam down the third base line, is up to bat. Number 17 for Wellington. It's a familiar silhouette that doesn't need any introduction.
Not at all.
You're looking quite trim, though. You're not quite fit.
You mentioned Twilight earlier on in the broadcast here, Gary, and like Wayne was saying, no, I've still got it. I'm still young.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talked about the youth of Hutt Valley, and if you're good enough, you're old enough. The same thing goes for people who are
That's right.
got a few more years on them. If they're good enough, they're old enough. And Wayne Lalu has definitely proven in his career on any number of occasions that he's good enough.
Trey's just trying to lay off Main
Oh.
Street. Pitch around, Wayne.
You don't want to become another one of the long list of victims of Wayne Laulu. And there we go.
There's the experience of the man.
Good enough to hit it, good enough to watch it go past for a walk. Bring to bat, number 22, Zach Boyd. As Wayne heads back to the dugout to replace by the DR, number 13, Ollie Smith. Ollie Smith is another one of the Wellington boys that can scorch around the diamond. Going to have to do a bit of that, scorching around the diamond, if they're going to come back in this ball game at all. Excuse me, even to extend it past the 5th innings.
And the umpire and the coach just working out, checking the paperwork.
Got to make sure that's right. You don't want to be 9-0 down and make a mistake on that side of things and lose your coach. This time it's Zach Boyd who fouls one straight up into the net. Here we go, the last game for Zach Boyd where he turned on that one, the rise ball, and hit it over the left field fence against Auckland. We thought it was going foul ball, but it did not even come close in the end. Nice job by Wild Boy to take the out, the effect the out at first, but Zach Boyd does his job and moves the runner across the 2. 1s and 2s are not going to do it for Wellington. They're going to have to score runs in clumps, however.
Yep, and I think Coach Lutton, he definitely knows that. But I think it's good thinking by the Wellington team. Hey, look, let's just move our runners around. Let's get one at least, because you've got to avoid that number 7.
In the second innings, that's really what they should have been looking at doing when they were 4-0 down. You know, nothing they could do about those 4 runs. It was great play by Hutt Valley. So really, Wellington started the game 4-0 down.
Yep.
This time it's Ollie Smith. And this is another one of the young men that doesn't need any invitation to scorch 60 feet. First time in 4 innings of work that we've started to see young Wild Boar struggle to find the zone a little bit. Of course, the walk started the innings off with Wayno. We've seen a pass ball move the runner from 2nd to 3rd. So interesting to see. Normally, it's a huge amount of confidence to be pitching into a lead like this.
That's absolutely right, Gary. Absolutely right. But also at the same time, you know, confidence of knowing that you've got a 9-run lead.
And Trey Wildboard just a little bit guilty of missing the zone on a few occasions in the last couple of batters. There's still 1 out. He thought he had the spot there, and Mark Porteous disagreed.
Dallas Clifton at first base asking, where is that blue?
Yeah, from first base. Yeah. Always loved that one too. definitely can't see where it is on the plate when you're looking at it from side on.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, here we go. Stevie Deans brings them together. You can see his pitcher just struggling to hit the zone. Wuramu, in this instance, and with this lead, that's really all he should be focusing on is the zone.
Correct. Yep. Good.
Give your fielders the opportunity.
Got 8 other players out there.
Exactly.
Yeah. But for Wellington, the score's 9-7. For Wellington, all they're doing is, hey, look, let's get back to safety, which is the 7.
Yeah.
Number 7. Let's get that number down.
Nice work, cameraman. Sorry, we were just showing one of our cameramen up there. But yeah, you're right. Let's
just chip away at that number, get it down to 6, and then chip away at the next 2 innings because we can carry on. But
well, before you mentioned, 1 run an inning. Well, no, now they probably need more like 3 runs an innings.
oh, yep,
But they just reset the goal, don't they?
yes. And umpire Mark Porter's just calling time because batter wasn't set. See, pitches coming in too fast here.
Pitcher's ready to go. Fast. Coming in fast.
Coming in fast.
Yeah. Wants to quick pitch him.
That's it. And that's the importance of the 2-second pause.
Yeah.
Players and coaches and fans talk about, why are pitchers getting called illegal?
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is Damon Creasy's in the Auckland game where he launched one over the fence. Was centre right for him for a automatic home run. But those sort of technical aspects where you talk about the 2-second pause being imposed, and you're right. I mean, it's a little bit unfair for a pitcher to come, just turn around and pitch that quick.
Yeah,
that a batter's not composed in the box.
And that's the intent of that rule there, to stop the pitcher from quick pitching.
Yeah.
So it's like you can do whatever you like on the pitching mound in terms of setup, but you just need to come to a stop for 2 seconds, no more than 5, and then you can launch into the pitch.
Now it's Wellington who have runners on the corner, and they'll bring to bat Kuran Bolger, number 12. That one's high. Zashua Wallace doing the work behind the dish. Certainly the youngest and most inexperienced catcher we've seen today. Doing a good job. Here we go, nice job there. It's Bolger's home run straight over the middle of centre field fence. Wellington really did put on a display against the Auckland pitching, and that one went a long way over the fence to show you the sort of power he possesses. A little bit of gamesmanship going on out there, is there? Or is we just waiting for the runner to get set at second base?
Yeah, we were waiting for Damon Creasy to get set. Mark Portis just held up play for a little bit there.
Yep.
Give him time.
Nice strikeout for the third out. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Wellington unable to affect the scoreboard. They'll beat themselves up a little bit about that one because another innings goes by. We're heading into the 5th innings with Hutt Valley just barely clinging to a 9-0 lead over Wellington. We'll be back with more action in just a minute. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are now in the 5th innings of this ball game between Hutt Valley and Wellington. And it is Hutt Valley. It's all Hutt Valley at the moment, 9 runs to 0. They enjoy the lead over Wellington. And it'll be interesting to see what happens now, because once Hutt Valley are finished here, there'll be 3 outs with Wellington for the ball game. Or can Wellington score 2 or 3 runs to stay in it, 3 runs to stay in it? We'll see what happens.
That was the plan in the last innings.
Yes.
Chip away at that 9.
Chip away at that 9. Sounds like a lot, but you've got to give credit where credit is due, and Hutt Valley have put on an absolutely professional display out there. Really does go to show just how professionally prepared they've been by their coaching and management staff. And of course, up to the athletes themselves to execute the game plan. And the game plan itself has been perfect as well.
Absolutely, Gary. And, you know, they just gave a clinic in hitting, base running, and some defense. So
yep,
they just string it together. One of the players gets up, and then it creates that momentum.
Well, they'll be nigh on perfect in defense as well. So Wellington, who, to be fair, haven't given them much of an opportunity to display that, but when they have, Hutt Valley have soaked it all up.
Shot no one.
Thank you for your lovely comments, Stephanie Smith from California. It is a lovely day to play softball, and definitely a great day to be here in the Hutt Valley.
This way.
Love to hear about all those comments from the people around the world who are enjoying softball in New Zealand. This is the premier tournament, of course, of our calendar year. Is the National Fastpitch Championship. And all the best representative provinces in the country come together to decide the champion on Sunday. Whoever that will be remains to be seen. Hutt Valley in this ball game putting their best foot forward at the moment against Wellington.
Putting their best foot forward, Jerry, and paid off really, really nicely. You know, in each one of them just lifted. It's just been infectious.
Yeah.
To line up through the sticks.
Yeah. The Hutt Valley boys, like most of the teams, you know, they've all played a heck of a lot of softball with each other, and you know, right throughout the age grades. They'll have known each other for a long, long time. And this time it is a strikeout for Riley Marquia for the first out.
Coming into bat is number 35, Logan O'Leary.
You know what, back home. Back in our backyard, actually, here.
Yeah.
In Woodside.
Oh, now I take it, yep.
I always say to my father, you live in my house, you play softball.
Yeah.
In the backyard.
Yep.
Comes the sticks. Here you go. And my grandson, 4 years of age, swinging the bat, throwing the ball. I've been doing it since he was 2.
Nice one. See him out on the diamonds very soon.
Oh, won't be long. But you know, look at the names of the teams here. You know, their family name goes way back, and same thing. They play softball, so the grandkids, the nieces and nephews grow up, come through. Basically, if you live in our house, you play softball.
Yes, it's a boring conversation around the dinner table at my place as well. With the kids, obviously my kids have been through, and I'm now watching, like you, Wiramu, and trying to keep up with my muckles on the diamond. Good to see them starting to come through.
Foul bag takes the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes.
You and I have have moved to that lovely seaside oasis called Otaki.
Tōpito o te ao. Centre of the universe.
And for me, it's only the last 12 months or so as we see one launch down the third base line.
Gets that early, sending it foul.
But I'm very much enjoying my time living in Otaki.
That's right, Gary. Certainly mihi to Ngāti Raukawa ki te tonga. Iwi there, supported by Te Atiawa and Ngāti Toa Rangatira Confederation.
Nice. But I also get the pleasure as well of seeing my own 3 of my granddaughters growing up and you know, going to school in Otaki as well. So here we go, another strikeout for Riley Mark here. This time it was the pinch hitting of Logan List coming into the ball game.
And that's going to bring into bats.
Logan O'Leary, sorry,
42,
Logan O'Leary.
Caleb Taylor.
Caleb Taylor, who comes in for a hit now. And Stevie Dean's emptying his bench, giving all his reserves an opportunity to have a swing of the bat. Caleb Taylor coming into bat. Cowboy Taylor was another one of the Hutt Valley boys on display 4 years ago in Palmerston North.
Correct.
At World Series, Junior World Series. Gosh, it's time has gone fast since that tournament.
Here's Caleb Taylor. Okay. Caleb Taylor, that
Just
should be
before
shoot
the
42.
beginning of COVID.
Okay. So
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, the disease that need not be named anymore.
Yeah.
The whole world had to suffer through that one.
You know, if I look at that period of time, in New Zealand we didn't play softball, but the rest of the world continued to play softball.
Yeah.
You know, North America, especially in North America.
Yeah, it's amazing how our globes were, how our attitudes to things respond to, about how things impact our leisure time. Sport and leisure, hand in hand. Nice turn on the bat there by Taylor.
Nice catch there by Brad Baker.
Still got it. Brad Baker, another legend of Hutt Valley softball. From Canada many years ago.
Yep.
Got him on the swing this time.
Boy, Mark Puri says, yes, you did. You offered. You offered that bat. There was a lot of barrel there.
And this time it is Riley Markey. It comes back strong. All or nothing for Wellington now as they are 9-0 down against Hutt Valley. And we will see what they can do in their, what may be their final tournament. And we come back in just a minute.
Tamari Ki Ora is a well-child health nurse-led service, providing health assessment, early interventions, education and health promotion, and whānau care and support. For further details, contact the friendly team at Tamari Ki Ora Waifetu, phone 566-8214. The Mighty Whāngai Iwi Panel, a partnership between New Zealand Police, Ministry of Justice, and Te Rūnanga-nui o Te Atiawa.
All the best throwback 90s and more.
Atiawa Toa.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it is the 5th innings, but it might as well be the 7th innings for Wellington because they are 9 runs down against Hutt Valley here in this game. It is Jerome Ramaki who exited the game before it started. He was listed as injured, but desperate times, desperate measures. And so they bring Jerome in for a bat. He comes in for Aaron Gollan in the 9 spot. And with his standing in the game, who would bet against a walk?
You know, bring out an experienced player.
Yeah.
You know, kickstart something.
Yep.
But yeah, I agree with you.
Oh no, it's a hit this time. And Romy is hobbling out there. So nothing wrong with the hands, but he's definitely not running comfortably.
Yeah, Wellington.
With Aaron Gollan coming in to do the running for him. Runner on 1, that's going to bring
Nice
us
little
back
photo
to
there
pitcher
of
number
day
15, Riley Markia.
Looking quite pensive out there,
Pensive, just thinking about
thinking about things.
what am I having for supper tonight?
So Wellington bring in a runner for Jerome Ramaki. He did a good job to get them going here in the 5th innings, but they're going to have to keep going. Put the foot pedal to the metal. Riley Markia it is who comes up to bat. And he's going to hold his spot in the order. But in the on-deck circle, they're bringing in another pinch hitter. It'll be Joel Harris, another of the vastly experienced players that are in the Wellington lineup and come off the bench to have a hit. Been very impressed with Trade Wildball for this game.
Oh, me too. It's just putting it in there. And if you can hit it, you can hit it. If you don't, you swing.
He's been hitting some good spots. Very good spots, actually, to keep this Wellington side quiet. He's kept the ball away from the big hitters, and you might call the big hitters in the Wellington team.
Yeah. He's looking at the top of the zone and throw that curveball,
Yeah.
the one that comes in, drops in.
Drops in.
At the top of the zone.
That was there, it was closer, but might have been a bit of width on that one as well.
And that with that
Trying to
walk,
throw that curve and drop it into the zone.
And all of a sudden, Wellington are a swing of the bat away
that's going to bring in
from
bat number 27, Joel
keeping
Harris.
the ball game going.
That's correct.
Interesting, you know, Stevie will just calm them down a little bit.
4 out, 27 in.
Obviously, the thing to say to Trey is you're 9 runs up, stop pitching around them.
Yep.
You know, don't put it right in the middle, but certainly look to hit that strike zone with a bit more regularity.
Like we said earlier on, 9 players. I've got 8 players out here.
Yeah.
They've got to do some mahi. Let's give them some mahi to do.
And whilst he's pitched very well, he hasn't given up any runs. He has had 4 walks, which just suggests that he has been pitching around the batting, just to keep it away from him.
Oh, fantastic.
Nice
play there.
work. Tane Mumu dives in, can't make the out at 2. Wellington advance the runners to 2 and 3. Joel Harris gets taken out at first base. So although Wellington advance the runners, they really do need to value every out. And it is Joel Harris becomes the first out.
First base to
It was a fantastic play there by Tony Mooney. Just
Amazing.
trapped the ball and then almost from the seat of his pants.
He's almost still lying down. He still managed to laser beam it to first base.
I actually thought he might have just had enough for him to touch second with the ball and then throw it. But
Yes, obviously
a
his
bit too far
experience. Anyway, The upshot of it is Tueta Bishop up to bat, and of course we do know what power he possesses.
Trey's been working the inside of the zone quite a lot here, just to kind of put the batters off.
Yeah.
Thinking, oh, it's far too in, but he's getting there inside the corner.
And the back net not kind to Wellington that time. It sends the ball straight back into the diamond.
Those little lucky ricochet from Trey there.
The ones that just zoom around the inside of the net, they're the worst ones. You guarantee the runner's going to score from those ones, but no, this one just hit the crossbar, straight back into the diamond. There's the Canterbury Redhawks, waiting obviously to come in for the next game. Things just running a little bit behind time here now. Well, that was due at 5 o'clock.
3 balls, 1 strike.
And that's a nice job by Wildball to get a batter of his calibre chasing that rise ball.
It was a 3-1 count, hit his count. So Wheeler was going to load up. But, load up for Trey to throw a rise ball to get it to swing. Get a nick for a foul, so we go 3-2.
It's almost a free pitch really, because it wasn't in the zone.
Foul back from Bishop.
Bishop looking to launch on that one. We see in the slow motion replay. Marvellous pitches from the diamond here at Science Field. A nice job by Wildball.
Bishop is down swinging for the
Nails the coffin shut on Tueta Bishop on this one. Strikes him out with a wonderful drop ball.
Second to bring to bat number 17 right fielder Wayne Laulu.
Wayne, it's his job, his turn. 2 down now. They've got runners at 2 and 3. There's another great start. Obviously, the pep talk with Stevie Deans has done wonders for Wildball's pitching.
Giving them some confidence.
Yeah.
You know, and the team's behind them. There's 8 of us out here. We can help out.
That's right.
Zara Wallace will be, you've got Wayne there. Zara's going to be going, okay.
Well, you got first base open, so you can afford to pitch around Wayne. Nibble away like that. There's that inside line that you talked about, which Wayne blurred the bat at. Interesting now. 2 outs. Bottom of 5, 9-0 down. Wellington looking to continue in this ball game. Pitch counts 1-1.
And Dallas called a timeout there. Timely timeout. Just to remind everybody, but definitely had something to say to Trey.
Well, the other thing, of course, is you're playing this game at our tempo, not your tempo. We'll call a timeout. Oh, there's a nice hit by Wayne. Laulu just lines one down. It's foul ball territory. The sort of hits that go into the corner.
Just foul ball.
Score runs.
0-2.
Strike 2.
Go with the 1-2 count here. Trey's got a couple of pitches to play around with here to try and
He has, absolutely.
get Wayne to nibble here.
Short it. Signal. You good?
Bit of gamesmanship going on there.
Well, look, one hit from Wayne and Wellington are alive and back in the game.
Well, the Hutt Valley boys, there's nothing wrong with what they're doing out there. They're just, delaying, just not letting Wayne settle in there. And there you go. Wayne does a good job fending off another pitch.
Foul again from Laulu. 0-2.
as hard as he's swinging it, you are loath to throw a change up to him because he's very good at sitting back on change ups. I've seen a few disappear over fences over the years. Again, a kind bounce from the back of the net. Sure, Wallace was onto that one in a heartbeat though.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
One thing about these Hutt Valley boys as well, Woodham, they may be inexperienced in years, but they're not inexperienced in softball knowledge. They've been in the ball game for so long.
Absolutely right.
They all know exactly what their roles are out there.
Hey, you know what? They've been playing this since T-ball, slow pitch. You get to understand hitting, fielding, and then as you get through the grades, you understand, okay, cuts, you know, just those basic plays around, for defense playing. Yeah, very experienced.
This time it's a short hit by Lalu. It's going to find the grass. And that's going to score 2 runs, and there we go. Wellington finally impact the scoreboard. Wayne Laulu showed all his experience there.
Packer unable to get to it. Tane Mumu clears it up, stops Lala at 1. But Wellington
2 runs score for Wellington. 9-2. They're now 1 run away from keeping the ball game going. And Wayne Laulu, with 2 RBIs to his name, makes way for the pinch runner. The DR, Ollie Smith.
Into bat now, number 22, Zach Boyd.
Zach Boyd comes up. His job now is still the same. They've got to move those bodies and get a runner across home plate. Almost call that perfect placement, wouldn't you, if you were going to chip one into the outfield?
Just use my, what is it? My 7-iron.
That is right. It looked like a golf swing. But of all the ways Wayne Laulu has put a couple of RBIs on the board, that's probably not the most powerful one. And that just seems to have put Wild Boar a little bit off stride again.
Put it behind the pitch count too.
Yeah.
True, you know.
We haven't seen this very often.
Trey comes down Main Street just to settle and stay in the hunt.
It's the one. They do have pitching to go to out there. As Zach Boyd earns the walk. And once again, a small glimmer of hope for Wellington.
Now on first, Ollie
Runners at 1 and 2.
doing the running for Lala on second. And now that's going to bring to bat.
Jaden Hitter on the bench is a well-performed pitcher if he's needed. I'm going to say the young Mexican on the bench, Humberto Valdez, is a pitcher. I haven't seen him. This time it's Jaden Stratford. Definitely capable of hitting the ball hard. That's a better looking count for Wild Boar out there now. One and one or 2 strikes? I thought it was 2 strikes, yeah. We'll see. And this time it is Wild Boar who strikes out Jaden Stratford to end the ball game and end the pain for Wellington, who did have a brief glimmer of hope. But they go down comprehensive fashion to Hutt Valley by 9 runs to 2. Wonderful performance from the Hutt Valley boys and definitely stamped their credentials on the tournament against a well-performed Wellington team. Wiramu Tamaki, how did you see that ball game in the end?
just saw as Hutt Valley just really come out of the plate. Did really well with their sticks, their defense. Trey just got it in there. Used his team.
Yeah.
But Hutt Valley played really well. Really well.
Really well indeed. Too good for Wellington. Well, that's it for this one, as Hutt Valley it is who run out comprehensive winners over Wellington. Wellington have played three games today for 2 wins and a loss. Hutt Valley march on. Don't go anywhere, folks. We've still got another game to bring you. The 5 o'clock game is a little bit overdue, but we'll be coming back at you in about 20 minutes. So for me, Gary Rohihi, my colour commentator, Wiremu Tamaki, and the rest of the crew here at Beyond the Dugout Broadcasting, I'd like to say thank you and see you back here in just a few minutes. Goodbye. Thanks, Wiremu.